Hey traders, welcome back to the Trading Coach Podcast. I'm your host, Akil Stokes. It is a beautiful day, and I've got a pretty interesting topic that I want to discuss with you. Today, we're going to be talking about goal setting. Now, I've always been told that when you put your goals out there, you're more likely to achieve them. However, that might not actually be the case. It's all about how you put your goals out there. Are you putting your goals out there in order to hold yourself accountable? Or are you putting your goals out there just to get a tap on the back? We'll discuss. But first, I need you to head over to iTunes, leave me a review, share this podcast with your buddies, and help me grow this into the biggest trading podcast out there. So, as I was scrolling through the recent comments from a YouTube video that I did, I noticed a notification from a trader friend of mine that was doing videos himself. And I know he's been doing a lot on social media, sharing his results and kind of sharing his journey. And I decided to click the video. Now I have a lot of traders that I work with doing this. I wish I can say that I've watched every single one of all of them, but I haven't. But in this particular situation, I had the time. It was about a 5-minute video, so I clicked it. And it reminded me a lot of myself. And my whole trading journey started, as far as coaching goes, by writing a blog. It was something that my trading mentor recommended I do. Keep a diary, keep a journal on your trading. And at the time, I'm graduated college, sports guy, rah-rah, manly man. And, I didn't think a diary was, something cool to do. So I started a website. It was a website mainly based off of positivity with a few friends of mine who were going through some hard times. And it ended up being a place where I can share kind of my trading journey. And what it did for me, it gave me a chance to reflect on my day, reflect on my week, reflect on my trading, which ultimately helped me become a better trader. It was essentially I was doing an evaluation process without even knowing it. But over time, that blog became popular because, well, I was in the same place as many other traders. I was struggling consistently, and most traders out there are struggling as well. So it became a place where it was pretty cool to see something different than the, hey, I made $1 million today. Really see a reality of trading that wasn't on the internet before. And I always applaud traders that do that, especially this trader that did a YouTube video, because the internet is a harsh place. The internet is where you see the worst of people, right? You have keyboard warriors that sit behind their computer all day anonymously, and they have the ability to type whatever mean stuff they want to type about you. And especially as a trader who is struggling, someone that is honest and going on social media saying, hey guys, I made this mistake. Hey guys, I messed up here. It takes a lot of guts to just put yourself out there. And that got me thinking of the topic about goal setting. I work a lot on goal setting with my traders, with my track and field team that I coach. We work a lot on goal setting as well. And something that I've always heard in the past is put your goals out there, right? If you put your goals out there, you're 90% more likely to get them accomplished, right? You're 90% more likely to achieve them. That's kind of what's been said over years and years and years. However, I remember a TED Talk, probably back, it was a while ago, maybe back in 2010. I remember a TED Talk where a guy gave a presentation actually talking about why you should keep your goals to yourself. And it was an interesting concept because it's really the exact opposite of what you've always heard. And the thing was this. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of elements and a lot of moving pieces that get involved. But in general, his theme was that by just putting your goals out there, you receive what's called social satisfaction. Meaning, if I go on Facebook and say, hey, Facebook, I'm going to lose 20 pounds by January, right? That's putting my goal out there. However, it's not really putting it out there in a way that motivates me. And again, it's going to depend on the person and how motivated you are. Are you motivated to actually get it done, or are you just one of those people that likes attention and counts your likes on social media? But by just putting your goal out there, the typical response that you're going to get from any type of social media platform is, oh yeah, man, that's awesome. You got this. You can do it. That's a great goal. I'm going to do it too. All the rah, rah, give everyone a trophy type of response that we're used to. And what that does is it gives you that social satisfaction. So before you've actually made any work at achieving the goal, you've already kind of achieved the results, or at least your brain feels that way, right? You've already got the tap on the back. You've already got the hey, attaboy, right? And your brain is like, mission accomplished. It's very similar to if, again, I'm a big sports guy, very similar to if I were given a trophy, if I were given a medal for winning before I actually played the game. It may not seem like it. Now, for me, I'm a very harsh competitor. Everything I do is a competition, every single thing. So I'd probably still go out there with the same mentality. But the majority of people probably wouldn't try as hard, right? Think of it like this in another sense. What if you got your paycheck? What if you are a commission-based worker? You're a car salesman, right? So you get paid based off how many cars you sell. What if you got your paycheck before you sold any cars? Would you be any more motivated? It actually brings me to a funny story now that I think about it. I had got fired from a certain fitness center that I worked at back in my college days. They said I got fired because I wasn't wearing my uniform, which was false because the uniform was either khakis or athletic gear. And that's, as a college student, that's all I wore anyway. But I remember having a conversation with one of the older employees, and my job was I worked the front desk, so it was to greet people and check them in and really sell memberships. They wanted us to sell memberships, but there wasn't really a hard push for it. And I remember having a conversation because I didn't really try too hard to sell memberships. That's just not, for you guys that know me, I'm not a hard salesman. I'm not one of those guys that's, hey, in your face, buy my stuff. I'm kind of more under the philosophy of, hey, if it's good enough, you'll want to give me money for it, right? I do the same thing with my trading. I don't really actively market my trading education company, right? I'm not in your face saying you need to buy this, you need to join this, you're going to fail if you don't do it. I'm more of like, hey, I'm just going to do a really, really good job. And if you are someone that is intent on getting better, you've already come in with the idea that, hey, I'm going to buy something. And the only thing that you're judging me on is my product worth it? Right? So I'm having a conversation with this older employee, and we get to the whole sales thing. And I'm like, hey, I'm not really motivated to sell. I'm not going to try to do a hard sale on anyone because I don't receive anything from it. He's like, what do you mean? I said, well, think about it like this. Right now, I'm getting about $15 an hour sitting here, checking people in and washing machines and all the fun stuff that we do at fitness centers. If I sell 0 new memberships, I'm still getting my $15 per hour. If I sell 20 new memberships a day, I'm still getting my $15 per hour. I have no extra motivation to make any sales because it doesn't help me financially. Now, if you gave me a commission, if you said, hey, Akil, for every yearly membership that you sell, I'm going to give you an extra whatever amount of money, I would be more motivated. And he didn't understand this. And I ended up getting fired because I think he went back to his boss and told him my opinion. And I'm very stubborn, so I'm not going to change my opinion. I'm honest too. So that was the end of that. But it goes back to the whole goal setting thing, right? If you've already got the satisfaction that you need, that you desire, that you want it by simply making your goal or putting your goal out there, you're not really motivated to achieve it as much. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't make your goals public. I'm a big fan of that. I do it in my head as well, but I tell people what I'm going to do. And then I tell myself, here's my philosophy. I tell people what I'm going to do. I know most people don't believe it because in general, most people talk a big game and never back it up. So I kind of use that as motivation. I put something out there. I know that the naysayer is going to say, oh, he'll never do that. And I use that as kind of an internal motivation to get the job done. More of I'm going to prove you wrong. Same thing when I first started trading. Hey guys, I'm going to be a trader. Isn't that gambling? Isn't that blah, blah, blah? Don't 90% of traders fail? I remember even my dad I stumbled across a message, an email that I don't think I was supposed to get, of my dad telling one of my other family members, oh yeah, he's just into this trading thing for now, but he'll move on to something else, in a month or so. And that just fired me up. I said, I'm going to prove you wrong, Dad. I'm going to make it as a trader. I'm going to buy you something real nice. And when you ask, how was I able to afford that? I'm going to tell you with the money I made from trading the financial markets. Boom. So that's kind of my motivation. So, but if you're going to make your goal public, right, phrase it in a way that doesn't give you the satisfaction. So really hold yourself accountable. Just don't hold yourself accountable by putting it out there, but give yourself some type of consequence, right? Hey, if I don't lose 20 pounds by March, I'm going to give everyone $10. Now you've kind of held yourself accountable. There's a consequence for if you don't achieve it. If I don't lose 20 pounds by March, I want you to come to my house and take all the bad food out of my fridge. I want you to come and punch me in the face. Maybe that's a little bit extreme, but again, there's a consequence to it, because people won't just stop by your post and say, oh, that's cute. Yeah, good job. Right? They're going to come back, a month later. Hey, how's it doing? Cause I've been in the gym working on my sparring, and if you don't drop those 20 pounds by March, boom, 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 pow, right? Do it in that way. And it's a good exercise to do. And I think by doing it on social media the way that this trader is doing, he's automatically holding himself accountable, because he's not asking for praise, right? And none of the videos, none of the posts that I saw is he asking for anyone to tap him on the back and tell him good job. He's putting it out there honestly, saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm struggling, but I'm going to keep doing this. And one day I'm going to become very, very, very successful. You just watch. And that reminds me exactly of myself. The only difference is I did it by written word instead of YouTube videos at first, because, I don't know, that's people still like to read back then when I first started doing it in 2008, whenever it was. So hold yourself accountable. It's I'm not going to get into the debate whether it's bad or good to make your goals public or keep them to yourself. I don't really fall on one side or the other. But if you're going to make them public with a purpose. Don't just say that, hey, I'm going to be a successful trader or a successful, whatever it is, and be happy with the initial feedback, right? In this world we live in, everyone's quick to just, again, give you a trophy for absolutely nothing. You don't even have to earn it. You just have to say, I'm participating, and you get something, right? Put yourself in a position where you hold yourself accountable. Tell people what you're going to do, and tell people what the consequences are if you don't do it. And those people are going to motivate you. Those people are going to watch you and follow you and make sure you're on the right track. And that's the type of motivation that you need to ultimately achieve your goals. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Trading Coach Podcast. If you did, as always, please do me a favor. Leave me a review on iTunes. Leave me a nice rating. Subscribe, of course, wherever you're listening to this at. And I'll see you guys next episode. Until then, plan your trade, trade your plan. Take care.